Oh, consider this a part two to the last video, man. I forgot to add this story. This is the story of a man who killed his own brother in order to get into the Mexican Mafia. The killing of his brother served two purposes. He could get into the Mexican Mafia through this guy, his sponsor, and this body would count as what he needed to do to get in the clique. And second, it shows that he's loyal to the Mexican Mafia more than his own family. Check this story out.
Who had screwed up with the fellas by stealing money.
Him in the
On
middle.
December 3rd, 1977, Big D and Vito Rodriguez, the younger blood brother of Widow Cycle, paid a visit to the Silmar home of their target. According to Big D, they knocked on the front door and Widow Cycle, who was asleep, recognized his brother and fellow MM member and opened the front door. According to Big D, Vito proceeded without batting an eye and opened fire, killing his older brother.
All right, so yeah, man, I just really wanted to add that because that's a lot to think about right there. And I'm not going to speak any more about that because that's just too deep. But at the same time, I do want to speak about the guy who runs this channel. It's called Police and Fire Publishing, and Mundo actually writes books for law enforcement. Pretty easy gig, Mundo. He's a hustler, so I see him hustling. But basically what I'm saying is Mundo writes books like he'll explain how prison gangs operate while they're in prison, the various ways that they get contraband in and drugs. You know, he has books dedicated to that, and they actually study these books, law enforcement. So to go from being a notorious killer, you know, Mundo has multiple bodies, probably about 10 that I think he has about 10. And, you know, he was able to actually get out of prison because he was facing life sentences because he informed on the Mexican Mafia. And he doesn't regret it. He's very open about that. He's very open about the fact that he has many bodies. He's open about the fact that even though he operates a channel based on Mexican Mafia members, he's doing this so that people can understand the dichotomy, the psychology between, you know, what you think the gang is about when you're a young man, then when you get older and become disheartened because you realize it's all politics. You understand? But Mundo went from being a killer. You know, he was a notorious killer. He took a lot of lives, and in his 70s, he's given back. All he talks about is God, Christianity, and he believes in second chances, man. And it's a heck of a story, man. He went from living in the pits of hell to actually trying to you know, tell the Mexican Mafia story so that people can learn lessons from it. It's crazy.